Hi, this is Todd in HunterWorks. I'm going to show you guys how to disassemble a Polaris Primary. This is off an XP900, more or less the same as the Ranger 800 or Razor S and Razor 800, all pretty much the same. Only difference is XP900 Razor has a spider nut and a regular 800, the rest of them do not. Before you get started, it is recommended or required that you mark your spider and the movable part of your sheave. Mark them up. Also, you're going to want to mark the shaft that is actually screwed into the non-movable sheave, just so that when you get this thing reassembled, that you can tell if this moved. If it moves, got to buy a new one. So let's hope that it don't. This one already has our cover and spring off. And also on the XP900, it has a little plastic spacer washer right here that I've already removed. So the first part of this video was from another day of me doing something else, just show you how to take that off, no big deal. So also part of this video is to demonstrate the use of the fixture, primary fixture that we've got. So the one we sell, I made a post, I concrete bolted it into the ground, and if you're trying to figure out what kind of bolts works to hold this down, you can use some hex head cap screws, and I bolted it to the top plate. I've also made whether you can put it in a vise. My vise, two things you tighten up to keep it, and turning with all the torque wouldn't stop turning. Yours is probably better than mine. But anyway, so I just made a permanent fixture over here. I've actually got to come back and put a couple more bolts in it. I've only got two. So let's get started. Alright, I put it on here where I can see my marks. First thing we're going to do is take that spider nut off. This is XP900 guys only. Whoop. Now, you screw the, kind of got ahead of myself. You can use this set nut right here to set this shaft height so that it's barely enough sticking out to put the washer and the nut on it, and this will help hold this secure. Okay? Now mine's been off of here before, actually today, doing this video, so mine's not going to be that hard, but initially I had to use a cheater pipe to get it. Like I said, mine's going to be easy. Okay. Now I've got what they call a slide bar, 3/4 inch breaker bar. Makes it real easy. I picked this up from Sears for about 30 bucks, I think, for the slide bar. Alright, take that off. There's no washer or anything on XP900 under that. Next thing, we're going to take our spider tool. Mine is torqued down, but I do not have Loctite on it. Alright. Like I said, yours is going to be a little harder to do, and then it's going to be hard right through here too. The alignment that I was talking about is because Polaris balanced this thing as an assembly, and it needs to go back. So you take your spider off. Now, some models, this XP900 does not, but some of the models, 800, have shims and different pieces between here and the spacer. So be careful about your shims and where they are, where they go. This XP900 just has the spacer, and then the movable sheave slides off. Next thing on mine is the bearing and two thrust washers. Now these bearings, in a sense, they're not serviceable, but then again, they are to a certain degree. If you buy a new one from Polaris already greased, and they actually have a little rubber seal on each end to help hold the grease in. But dirt, like anything else, finds its way in. And you got these thrust washers. So if you're going to replace your bearing, and I assume that's one of the main reasons you're watching this video, is it gets you 2 new thrust washers. Maybe by the time some of you guys are reading this, we're selling this already. But anyway, if you're just cleaning, then clean the shaft off good too. And then like I said, you can put a light coat of grease back inside to get the excess off. You don't want grease outside of this. Alright, that cleaning up and how to service it's another video. This is a disassembly, reassembly kind of thing. So first thing I'm going to do is put a thrust washer on, put our bearing on. If your clutch is one of those with a one-way bearing and mine is not, only certain models have that, you'll better pay attention to how it comes off. If I ain't mistaken, the one-way bearing will probably, I think, spin clockwise, but nonetheless, if your Polaris has an EBS, full-on EBS and a one-way bearing, when you take it out, you better make sure which way it goes. You can always call me and I'll give you a definite answer on which way. Today I'm not fooling one with a one-way. Alright, so our thrust washer goes back on. Then we're going to put our spacer. Now, just for you guys who want to know if you're supposed to have space, this spacer bottoms out on a shoulder on this shaft, like so. And you do have space and a little slack. Like I said, dirt's going to find its way in. Alright, then we're going to take our movable sheave, put it on. And we take our spider, find where we marked it, find where we marked this. Now this is going to turn here a little bit, but it'll even bottom out before you get it in where you go. Work it in there. Alright, now just turn the whole assembly. Be careful about your flyweights wanting to fly up, move up. So go ahead and tighten it by hand. I should have told you, and I forget this because I'm not actually doing it on this video. Make sure you put Loctite on your threads before you put your spider back on. It'll be red Loctite. Alright, now we're going to torque the spider down. A 800 gets 200 foot-pounds and this 900 gets 280 to 300. I'm not saying I condone this, but there's a lot of people who put a cheater pipe on it and tighten it up. Since I'm telling you the video, you better go by the service manual's torque spec. 200 for 800s, 280 to 300 for 900s. Alright, we're torqued. Now our spider nut goes on. Again, use Loctite. This one's coming back apart, so this is for video's sake. Alright, now this nut is to be tightened at 250. Okay. Alright. We're at 250. Woo! Alright. We have showed you how to disassemble, how to reassemble. The last thing you want to do is go in the bottom. Make sure the shaft did not move and mine did not. So all we got to do is put the spring and the cover back on. You're ready to go. If you have any questions on anything, feel free to call me here at the office. The number 601-771-0070. Thanks.